I look at the Pelicans at 4, and who covets that spot if they want to get Garland, the point guard, out of Vanderbilt. By the way, we have this all the time, usually in football, where there's somebody or a couple players that all of a sudden somebody goes, look out, here they come, and then they start moving up. What exactly? Garland just got healthy, I guess, since he didn't play that much. It's almost like he became more coveted because there's a mystery surrounding him. We weren't quite sure exactly who he is or what he is, but he's not, lacking confidence. He said he's the best point guard in the draft. What do you make of this meteoric rise with this kid?
Well, I think you have to wait and see. I mean, first of all, had he played, Vanderbilt would not have been 0-18 in the SEC. I don't know if they would have been a tournament team, but they certainly would have been a team that people would have talked about more. We would have seen much more of him. Now, you can be critical, and I think that's a fair thing, that he then bolted and did his own thing and wanted to make sure he was healthy for this moment, for the draft. We could look at players like even Zion, who came back from his injury, or P.J. Washington, who still played in the tournament when he didn't know if he was going to play when he got hurt. Now, you could say, okay, that's much later in the season. You can't really bail on your team that late when you're into the NCAA tournament. But Darius Garland, he was recruited to Vanderbilt. He got hurt and decided, you know what, I'm now only going to take care of myself, and then he leaves. So then he does that, and he's sort of out of sight, out of mind. He was obviously one of the best point guards coming into the year, and now that he says, and I interviewed him as well in Chicago, and yes, he thinks he's the best point guard and probably thinks that he should be higher than John Morant. I don't think he will be, but, if he ends up going at number 4, and whether he stays there or gets shipped, that would be a meteoric rise, and we'd have to just wait and see if, he was correct on banking on himself and taking himself sort of out of action and just sort of doing his own thing over the last 5 months.
Yeah, but you have a team that already has a point guard. They already have a backcourt in New Orleans, and if Garland's there, it feels like New Orleans is going to offer up that pick for somebody. Would that be logical?
That's why you're right, but that's why, we heard talks of the 4 going for the 8 and 10 with Atlanta, and that would not make sense if they selected Garland for that trade because you got Trae Young in Atlanta. So if he goes 4, then I do think he's on the move, but maybe somewhere else. I think that New Orleans has a great shot to get someone of value if they don't take him and were to take Jarrett Culver or DeAndre Hunter. What I love about those two guys is they embrace defense. They love to defend. And so they've got a skill that immediately can transfer to the NBA, and going in as a rookie, they're not going to complain or anything like that, that they want to defend. Their offensive games got better and better throughout their careers in the NCAA and will only get better. Culver, first 2 years, first player at Texas Tech to score over 1,000 points. Sometimes he disappeared, but he was a timely shooter. Statistically, didn't always look that way, but he made the right shots. And Hunter, everyone remember, he did not play against UMBC. He was hurt, and he helped you this past year. And I'm not saying that's the reason, but they win the national championship. So he's got tremendous value. I think that's a better pick to go. Certainly if New Orleans keeps the pick, I think they should go either Culver or Hunter.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on VR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.